Here we're going to be painting the face, and we're going to be doing some body blushing. You're going to want a paintbrush that's very small to work into the lips. And you're going to need a few colors. I won't be using all of these, but I wanted to have a big selection to mix. I'm probably going to be using these, the white, the coral, and the flesh tone colors. But I wanted to have a few selections, so I also got terracotta, opaque red, and you're going to need this one. It is a blending gel, and it helps to blend them all together. These paints that I have here, they're acrylic paint, and I found them all at Hobby Lobby, and they were just a few dollars each. And they're different brands. This is Cream Coat, Delta, and this is Americana, and I'm not sure which brand this is, but it's a different brand. But they're all in the same section. Blush, just normal blush that you buy at a beauty salon, and that's going to be for the cheek, some nose, and I'm also going to be applying it to the knees and a little to the elbow just to add some color. I'm going to be using cotton balls to apply. You can also use a sponge, a makeup sponge that you would put foundation on. And I have a paper plate, and this is going to be my palette, and I'm going to pour the colors on and mix them. I have this doll here that I'm going to use as reference as to which color lip. When I get the right color, I'll apply it on. Let's get started. So here I have my paints, and I've got them just about right. I'm going to add a little bit of this to make it easier to blend. I've compared it with this lip over here, and I think I've got the color just about right. Here's coral, flesh tone, terracotta, and white, and I've just been mixing until it looks right. And then I get just a little bit on my brush, and very delicately I start following her lip line. And if you make a mistake like I just did, take a towel and gently wipe it off, going very, very carefully. Alright, so she's finished. I decided to go a little bit lighter pink because she's a lighter skin tone, and I wanted it to be just a little bit different. I like how she looks though. You can go whichever your preference. But now I'm going to start working on the blush. Alright, I'm going to be working on blushing. I'm going to practice on the knees first in case I don't like how it looks. I put a little bit of blush, I dabbed it on with a cotton, and I'm just going to lightly go over the knees and see if it's the color that I like. I'm going to rub it in. Vinyl will soak up this blush and have it stay there. It is making it a little bit more pink. I'm going to add, there's a little on the knee, add a little bit more. Around this knee. I'm going to try to rub it off. If you look for blush, try to find the stuff without any sort of glitter. If you do have some with glitter, you can always apply it and then rub off the glitter later. and the pink should still show after you rub it off. So now I'm going to do a little bit of the cheeks. Same thing. I'm going to put some of the glitter on there, and I'm going to go just on the round cheeks here. You could also use a cloth if you don't want to use a cotton ball. I'm going to rub off some of that glitter. And I'm just going to keep this up until I get it to what I like. I'm not going to put too much on. I don't want it to look like she has too much makeup, but I do want it to be a little bit noticeable. Okay, so now I'm going to be piercing her ears. I've just let her sit with the hairdryer for a brief moment because that softens the eardrum. You also will want to mark with a pen exactly where you want the earrings to go. If you decide to do this, I've bought some teeny tiny little gold earrings. Here is a push pin. You can also use a thumbtack. I'm going to place it over the dot that I marked. I put my finger on the inside to apply pressure. Just don't poke your finger when it comes through. There. I've gotten it all the way through. So there you go. It's all the way in. Now I'm going to wiggle it out. And there is the piercing. And now this method will work with any regular earring. However, if you wanted to buy the earrings that American Girl sells, you will have to use a drill bit on your drill, and you will not need to use a hairdryer if you do this. But it's a number 44 bit drill. It's also known as, I think it's 82 by 1000 drill bit. It's a really tiny drill bit, and you'll want to put it through. I prefer this method because I can use any earring and I don't have to just use American Girl doll earrings. It comes in and out very easily. You just apply slight pressure and it pops in. So we have one ear done, and then you do the exact same thing on the other side. Now it's time for the wigs. These I ordered at Ruby Red Galleria, and they were about $20, but you can find them cheaper. I've used these before and I really like the quality, so I ordered from them again. This is how they will arrive. This is a black hair with bangs and it has curls, and this is blonde straight hair. And it has a lot of different shades of blonde. I think it's going to be really pretty. It also has bangs. And there are two ways of applying the hair, and I'm going to show you both. Once you get it out, you'll turn it inside out, and you can apply the glue on the inside. For my other doll, I used Gorilla Glue. It holds really well. It's pretty much like super glue, and except I think it holds better. And you want to put it on the middle, and then you want to put it on the wig first, and then you want to set it onto the doll, and as quickly as you can place the wig on and secure it into place. Make sure the edges line up to where your old one. You can still see the lines of where your old wig was, and you want to secure it into place. And then once that's done, let it sit in glue for a little bit, and then I would go in with a little bit more glue, being careful of the hair, very careful, and put it just along the edges to secure that down. And then on the other side, lift the wig cap up a little bit, put it along the edge, and then secure it down all the way around the head to make sure it's not slipping anywhere. And that will be one way. These wigs, though, they have elastic in them, so they will stretch, and they are pretty secure when you get them on. And so I don't know if I'm going to glue it down, and I'm going to try to show you a different method that will allow you to interchange wigs whenever you want. Here I've bought hook and loop Velcro, and it's stick-on, and I really liked the way it felt, because the Velcro, for one thing, the hook part is see-through, and it's very flexible, and it's stick-on. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to put just a small piece right at the front, on the sides, on the back, and on this side. And I want to make sure that I don't go past the hairline because I don't want the Velcro to show. I'm going to do that. And then this, I love this too because it's so flexible, but it is adhesive. And adhesive on the inside of the wig will not hold to cloth. But I'll secure it to place, and then I'll go in with a needle and thread, and I will sew it in place to make sure it doesn't move and it doesn't come off. Okay, here we are. I have glued on Velcro strips, and they were adhesive strips, but the adhesive did not want to stay, so I put a couple drops of super glue, and I pressed them on, and I let the super glue dry. I wiped off any excess that came underneath it, and now the Velcro is holding on very well. As you can see, I put a little piece there in the front, on the side, and on the back. And now I thought I was going to have to, this is the hook side, the hard rough side. I thought I was going to have to take the soft side and sew it on the inside, but with this particular wig, this is the ruby red, I'll include the link. It has a felt like material, and that felt sticks, so I won't have to do any sewing, which I'm thankful for. But if your wig does not have that, I recommend you pinning the Velcro in place, taking by hand, needle and thread, and going just along the edges, catching just a tiny bit, not going all the way through, but just catching the outer edge all the way around the Velcro. And you would do that in the front, on both sides, and in the back, so that when you place it on, the Velcro would hook. So now that I don't have to do that, I have it inside out. I'm going to hook a piece there. Carefully slide along this edge, hook a piece there. Take the back, slide it down, and slide the back down. Now she has this beautiful wig that is not going anywhere. It's not coming off of her head unless I slide my nails, finger under there, and pull it off. It will come off if you unhook the Velcro, but if you brush it and play with her, it shouldn't come off. Isn't that a beautiful wig? She is just about done. All I have to do is reattach her head and we'll be finished.